Hey everyone, welcome back to Godzilla. So today we are again back with our level up series. So today, as in the previous question, we have already leveled up from the basic terminologies and solved one question, which were more related to logic building and all. Today also we will be solving one question related to that only. So let's move on to that question. That is one of the most loved one questions, if I would say, in the easy level. It is one of the best questions which can improve our logical thinking. So now let's get started and let's solve that specific problem. So today's problem is on lead code. So as I have said you earlier only, like there will be different compilers, there will be different problem solving, uh, competitive compilers, but you need to understand the environment of each of them. Like in Coding Ninjas, where we have solved the previous problem, which we have solved yesterday, in that you can see the libraries were up, so you can make it easy. The question, or we can say the solution where we have to write is more like a function only, so you can understand from there. In the lead code it is a bit different. In other compilers, like in upcoming videos, we might be solving in geeks for geeks. From there you can see what has written in those areas where we can't see. So that's all what I have to say about the online environment, compiler environment. But now let's move on to the question. So question is very simple. If I will say, just on the basis of understanding, we can, or you can understand it in just a second. So let me paste this and let's try to solve it out. So the problem statement which we have taken today is a missing number. So what is the problem statement stating to us? Let's see that. So first of all, we will be given an array of numbers. So first of all, we will be having an array which have n distinct numbers. So it have numbers till n. So if if I will take number as 3, so it will have numbers till 3 and all of them are distinct. Okay, now it is like containing n distinct numbers in the range from 0 to 1. Yeah, so it will be like 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and only numbers in the range. Yeah, that's the point. Is what is this question stating to us? It will be having numbers till 0 to n. So just suppose if n is 3. In that case, the numbers which are here are 4. So it is like, it is contradicting with the problem statement. No, but there will be one number which is missing in this range. It might be 1, it might be 2, it might be 3, but one number is missing in that range. Just suppose 2 is missing in this range, then we will be like having this problem statement clear. Like 0, 1, there was missing which we have to find, and there will be 3. So the numbers are also n, and it is also from 0 to n. So that's how the problem is placed in front of us. Now our task is to find the missing number from the array. So just suppose in this case we have 3, 0, 1. Okay. Now the now if I have to say you what will be the like expected output of it, like what number will be missing in this range, we can easily identify it as 2, because if we see n equals to 3, since there were 3 numbers, so all numbers in the range from 0 to 3, if we have to take, so 2 is the missing number which we have to find out. Okay, now how can we solve this problem? Let's think about the basic intuition. When I also encountered this problem, I also thought of first solution, like, okay, if we have to find numbers from a specific range, what we can do is, if we can sort it, if we can sort the array, once we sort our array, after that all the numbers will be in an order, then we can run a for loop, which will be starting from 0 going till n. And what can happen there is, we can check if our ARR of I is equals to I, then continue. And if it is not, We have found the missing number. Just simple logic, I think so. It will be either like if we take this example only 0, 1 and 2 is not there, directly 3 is there. So in that case, if we run the for loop, ARR of 0 is I will be 0 at that case. So I will place directly 0 here, 0. Then ARR of 1, we will directly place 1. ARR of 2, we will place 2. But now in the check statement, we will figure out, okay, 2 will not be here because there will be 3 actually, because 2 is the missing number. So if they are not equal, if they are not equal, in that case, what we have to do is, because ARR of 2 will correspond to 3, whereas the I will be corresponding to 2. So it will be 3 equals to double equals to 2, which is false. So 2 will be the number which is missing. Pretty easy, right? But now let's dive into the question and the problem statement which we have. If we go below and we can see the constraints which are given to us is to make, or we can say don't go to these constraints. These constraints will be a high level thing. Just try to understand this thing which they have written. Could you implement the solution in BGO of, or we can say O of 1, extra space complexity, and O of n, runtime complexity? Now let's take this portion. And what does this mean? The O of 1 in space complexity and O of n in time complexity. So space complexity O of 1 means we can just use the variables like int, string, something like those. If we use an array, extra array here, then it will contribute to big O of n time complexity. If the length of the array is n, then it will contribute to big O of n space complexity. Now let's talk about the time complexity. Actually, this notation is called as big O of n. So what does big O of n mean? We have to iterate in that array, the array which have given to us. We can iterate it only once. Okay. So what happened in most of the problem solving interviews, like why I say explain your intuition at first instance only, because first of all you can explain this whole process. Okay, the array will be taken, we can sort it, then we can iterate in that, and we can find the solution easily. It is pretty much clear. But the actual problem or actual thing is we have to find out the solution in the given constraints. So what will an interviewer do to you? He will say, okay, your intuition which you have told to me is absolutely fine. It is working completely fine. But the problem is you have to do it in big O of n time complexity. Then you have to optimize your solution to give in the optimized one. So then you need to think about it, because the right now what we are doing, we have to take the worst case in all the cases. So we are first of all using a sorting algorithm. So it will be go of n log and time complexity. Along with that, we are also iterating once more. So big O of n also. So it is not the optimized one. Now we have to optimize it into big O of n time complexity. So now let's think about it. What we can do. What we can do. Now, let me put some things in front of you. If we have an array which have some numbers, and things which are sure is all numbers are unique and are from 0 to n, means is in a specific range. Just think about these things. So if I take sum of all of these numbers, if I take sum of all these numbers, okay, and also if from the formula of finding sum of first n natural numbers, or finding out sum of first n natural numbers, I have the sum of numbers from 0 to n. This is the actual sum. This is the actual sum from 0 to n comes out to be x. But in this array, there will be one number which is missing. There will be one number which is missing. And if I will take sum of these things now, if I will take sum of these numbers, then that number will be the term which is lesser than x. So if the sum comes out to be y, then x minus y will be the missing number. You might be thinking how it is possible. Let's take that example only, 1 0 3. If this is the array given to us, if from the sum of first n natural numbers, just go here, Google it, sum of first n natural numbers, you will be getting the formula n plus 1 by 2. Now let's go here, just implement the formula n into n plus 1 by 2. What will be the n? So right now you will be thinking, what is the n? N is just length of it, length of the array which is given to us. So if I will do arr dot size, in that case I will be getting n as 3 because length of this is 3. Now just put it into our example. 3 3 plus 1 divided by 2, it comes out to be 4 divided by 2, which comes out to be 2 into 3, which is basically 6. Now we have found the sum of first and natural numbers, that is done. Now if we take sum of these terms, if we take sum of these terms, it will be 1 plus 0 plus 3. Okay, okay, fine. Then if I will go and just sum it up, 4 will be the sum. I can take it as x, just take it as y. So in actual, if in the question it is written, the numbers will be from 0 to n. Numbers will be for sure from 0 to n, and no repetition, no repeat is there. In that case, this will be the sum of these numbers. But in our array, what we are getting is, we are getting sum x is equals to 4. It means if we just subtract both of them, we will be getting our missing number, isn't it? Then we find the missing number. So that's how this whole process can be done in big O of n time complexity. So we will try to find out the sum of uh, all the numbers in that array. So one iteration will be there, big O of n, and with the help of our formula, which we have got here, like n into n plus 1 by 2, we will find out the sum of those n natural numbers and just subtract it, and we will be getting the answer. Now let's try this. Might not work also. If I take n, and n will be equals to nums dot size. So that's why in the previous videos I was telling, get bit more habitual towards the this competitive compiler environment, so that now the questions which we will be solving it here only in front of you. So it will be in 10 sums nums dot size. So we'll be getting the size. Now let's find out the sum. And as we are denoting it with x, it is equals to n into n plus 1 divided by 2 will be the x. So we have got the sum of first n natural number sort of. Now let's take one in as y, which is from which we will be calculating the sum of those numbers which are in our array. Just writing an for loop I equals to n, or we can say, and doing I plus plus. And in this, what we need to do, we just need to add all the numbers. So I will be doing y plus equals to arr of I, or I can take it as nums actually, nums of I. So we will be just add numbers will be coming up from there, and we will just add all of them, and then this loop will end. And what we have to return at the end, we have to return x minus y. Simple. Now let's run this statement once more and see. Yeah, it got accepted. Yeah, pretty easily. So that's how it will work. Now let's submit this and see if it pass all the test cases, because if the time complexity is on higher side, it will not pass all test cases, and that's what is happening here. We are able to pass test cases. If we go on analyze complexity, it will be giving us B go open, which is needed in this question. So that's all for the today's video. Today's video, if you think about the length of just the width of this code, like how much bigger it is in terms of length, it is not that much big, but logic wise, it will place some things in your mind. Okay, this can happen or that can happen. So that's all for the video. I hope you liked it. I hope you will solve it. I will be pasting the question link in the description. You can go for the solutions here. In the solution section, you can search for any of your language. If you are doing in Python, Java, CPP, just go for CPP and just try to find out the things. But firstly, try to apply your approach. Try to even solve it with the help of for loop or uh, by using the sorting method and all, and then try to figure out, okay, now it is giving me time complexity exceeded. So then you will try to make it much more optimized. So that's all for the video. I hope you liked it. Thanks for watching.